You've probably been waiting for it. I mean, I've been waiting for it, to be honest, but yeah, here we are. To my JoJo fans who are watching, Charlie probably, guess what? YBA, playing it because I'm bored now and I want something to do. I don't think Silver Chariot Requiem's like worth it, but I think it's a pretty cool stand nevertheless. I mean, come on. It's a cool stand. Let's just get it out there. What am I gonna do? Well, I don't know. Because, see, we go on my alt, you know. We're going on my alt. Now, you're gonna have to forgive that I'm probably gonna get copyrighted to hell, because the game does not like me. So we're gonna have to make sure that volume goes down immediately. First thing we do, volume. No. No volume. I don't want any volume on this until I manage to turn the music off so I don't get copyrighted. I don't think sound effects are copyrighted, but this game would have been taken down already. But it doesn't matter. Just get me in the game. All rights go to JoJo. It's not my game. Neither am I claiming ownership of this thing. Blah blah blah. If I owned JoJo, I would probably have done quite a lot of things. I'd probably make sure that Caesar and Kakyoin lived. But hey, it's just how life works. The game actually going to load, or am I going to have to wait 5 hours? Am I going to get to actually play, or am I going... You know what? I'm resetting. Hey, screw this. I'm resetting. For Blood Revenge. It's not. It really isn't. The menu is breaking right now. The menu's breaking right now. There's no health, there's no XP. Do I have my stand? No, literally nothing's working. My stand works. Okay, yeah, it's loading. Okay, it's loading very slowly. Okay, it's loading very slowly. Either Piggy got an update, or Adopt. I think either Piggy got an update, or Adopt Me got a bunch of players again. It's either one of them, because honestly, at this point, you don't know what's gonna happen with Roblox. Sorry, I said music volume. Can you follow that order? I gave a simple order. Can you isn't? Thank you. What are you thinking about it, mate? Do bites of dust. You don't have it. You don't have it. This healed me, so he's a good, competent player. It is not original. Life is now pain. I'm pain. Here's Killer Queen's Bites the Dust. I know technically it isn't supposed to be a Requiem stand because it isn't counted as one, it's just... I mean, for one to be considered a Requiem stand, one must have the stand that is different from the original stand and has new ability. Now, technically you could say that this is a Requiem stand because it's different. No. It only becomes a different stand when Josuke actually punches Killer Queen and makes sure you crack Killer Queen's face. That is when it is technically considered... That isn't even a Requiem stand. That's just, there's a crack in his face. It doesn't mean he's... Now, it doesn't mean it's now technically a Requiem. A couple of new abilities, so it doesn't mean anything. These cracks you see are merely just after he got Bite the Dust. If Golden Experience was the exact same looking as Golden Experience Requiem, or had Golden Experience Requiem ability, then you can only see Golden Experience Requiem if you killed Journo. That's not considered a Requiem stand at that point, that's just considered a stand with a new ability, which would be an extension of that stand. For example, D4C. Prime example. D4C Love Train technically is considered a different stand, not a Requiem stand. See, I think a Requiem stand is defined as the stand must be the same stand, but looks different and has a new ability that is fitting to what that person wanted at the time. For example, if I wanted infinite pizzas, my stand would give me infinite pizzas and I start my pistol if I was to the Requiem at that point. Or if I wanted it so if I killed someone, or I wanted it so if I looked at someone's general direction and if I said something insulting to them, they'd immediately fear me. Then I get that. That's how Requiem works. You want something to get worthy enough. The idea that Requiem reject those who are not worthy is an interesting idea, because in concept it wouldn't make that much sense unless it wouldn't really make that much sense. But in the grand scheme of things, I suppose it makes sense, because the Requiem Arrow, if in the wrong hands, could just major damage. I mean, Silver Requiem was made for that entire purpose. The idea of Silver Chariot Requiem depends who you ask. Because if you ask someone who isn't happy with how Golden Wind went, they'll probably tell you that it's just... Because, like, depending on who you ask, you can get a varying answer. If you ask a JoJo fan, they'll tell you that Silver Chariot Requiem was made by Polnareff to try and protect the Requiem Arrow from getting in the wrong hands. And he actually won that because he managed to thwart off Diavolo from the arrow. Spoilers for part 5, by the way. Anyway, the idea is that Silver Chariot Requiem was made because they wanted, like Polnareff, like, when he stabbed his stand with the arrow, or accidentally stabbed, I don't know, his mindset was something that he didn't need to control. Like, he had two mindset, like, he had two thoughts when he stabbed himself with the arrow. Stand got stabbed with the arrow, whatever. He had two thoughts. The first one was, because he was technically dying, like, he would die, he wanted it so his stand would live on even without him. And to protect the Requiem Arrow. That was his two things he wanted. So when his stand got stabbed with the Requiem Arrow, I guess it took those two things. And, like, I just think, personally, it's just kind of like, you know, like, I guess it makes sense, because, and you could presume that, because that's how Silver Chariot Requiem went. It's kind of like, to edit things out, that's insane. As I was saying, it falls on the premise of you don't exactly know, like, how it works. But I do. No, I don't. Basically, I think it works in, like, as I said, the Requiem Arrow works on the purpose that whatever you were thinking and wanted at that moment, the Requiem Arrow would give you that thing. And I think we can safely assume, like, what Polnareff wanted when he got stabbed with the arrow. He wanted a stand that he didn't need to be alive to control, because if you saw, Silver Chariot Requiem was this stand that Polnareff didn't need to control. And I just kind of think, it just kind of, you know, it just works because I'm just kind of thinking, you know, that just doesn't really make sense. You know how it kind of works in, like, the sense that if you don't get it, then you don't. sometimes works. It just kind of, I'm just thinking, you know, like, the way it works is, whatever that person's thinking, as I said, right? But, the main idea of it all, right, is, if a person dies, their stand dies with them. If a stand dies, their person dies. Your stand and that person is connected. If either one dies, the other also does. So, the idea of wanting to no longer be connected to this, you know, the idea that you just can't do it is stupid, and I think it's kind of, no, I just think, you know, but like the idea that if you were, and like, I just think, and like, you know, he wanted to have a stand that doesn't die even if he dies. And thing is, I'm just kind of thinking, you know, it's just kind of a smart decision because, but it comes with downsides. Because you don't exactly control every single detail of what your stand does. If you think to yourself, what I want when I stab myself with this arrow is to become immortal, and anyone who dares crosses my path will die a horrendous death. You don't control what your stand does from there on. Once you stab yourself with the arrow with that intention, that is your intention. Nothing less, nothing more. You become immortal. Your stand allows you to never die. But your stand also allows, but you don't control how that works. So if you're unlucky, you might just be in a situation where your stand keeps killing you. You might be in a situation where your stand is, like, I think the idea, you know, like, your stand, you don't really control what your stand does anymore. And I just,
Bruh.
like, yeah, I think that makes sense. There obviously would be repercussion to that, because that would just make them immortal at that point. So
Bruh.
I think the idea that, yeah, your stand will the Requiem arrow will do what you wanted. But is it going to do it exactly how you asked? No. Because if you ask to become mortal, what your stand might actually do, your stand will just, what will happen is that your stand will actually, in fact, allow you to die, but allow it so you can't actually die. Like, kind of like what happened to Diavolo in part 5. Again. Basically, he goes in, like, he gets in this kind of infinite death where he dies, but he doesn't. Like, he gets stabbed, and he's about to die, and he actually feels pain. But then he actually wakes up in an autopsy where he gets cut open, but he's still awake, but they don't know he's awake. Then he, like he's stuck in a death loop. He never stops, never can, never will. His death will never stop. That's the problem. You cannot kill Diablo in the usual sense. Can you? Yes, you probably could, but you can't. It's really complicated because either A, you can kill him, and some people say can't exactly, not exactly a fair fight if I get attacked. Oh my god, this lag. So, basically, like, it'd be that. Or like, you know, if you want people to experience gruesome death, you cannot choose the gruesome death they get. So, how gruesome their death is, we don't control. You have to see it, otherwise it doesn't happen. Anyway, the repercussions where it's next. You don't control what your stand does. For no longer be stuck. Basically, for example, like if you were to say, you know, I want anyone and everyone to die, then that would happen, but it would happen like your way. The way it works is in the principle of I think it works in the principle of, you know, I just think, yeah, I just feel like that's kind of useless.
Bruh.
Like, why would you do that? Because, like, you just don't choose what happens with your stand, so anything could happen. But you'll get what you wanted. It's like gambling with Mischievous Genie. You'll get what you wanted, but you won't get it just the way you want it to be. Like, what's that? You want from mortal now never-ending life? Yeah. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop you from dying. It means I'm gonna make it so you can't actually die. You can feel pain, you can get close to dying, but you're never gonna die. That's the downside to Wolverine's power. Yeah, you can feel pain, you can get very close to dying, but you never will. And I think people just gloss over that fact. Like, they just completely ignore, like they just have it, like, in big print. Like, you will still feel pain and suffering when you get hurt. But, like, it's like the fine print, but you've just made it really goddamn small so no one can read it. Because no one ever reads that. They just say, oh, I opened up, I'm immortal. So you just click on it. Like, you don't think before you leap. It's a saying that has more meaning than you actually think. yes, there's no situation where you will be leaping anytime soon. That doesn't mean you should ignore the saying. It's a saying you should take to heart, not a saying you should just gloss over because it doesn't make sense to you. I just think no one actually reads the downside to things. Like, yeah, you can become invisible, but the problem is that no one will ever know where you are, so you'll probably go missing, and people will want to find you as soon as possible and try and make sure you're no longer, and because you'll probably have a missing child report. So that's the downside to it. Every single superpower is a downside. Like the ability to fly. Everyone glosses over the fact that you're still gonna get tired from it. Like, yeah, it's a bit faster than walking or running, but you're still draining energy by doing it. Or being able to mind control people with your eyes. You'll accidentally mind control someone if you're in a bad mood. You could potentially kill one of your best friends. Being able to, and I think one of the biggest contenders for this weird loop has to be the ability that whatever you think happens. I have so many problems with that one. Your brain thinks about all kinds of things. I mean, you're not fine, but I can never focus on one thing. So I'll be sitting there one moment thinking about math, and then I'll spend a couple of minutes thinking about that one person that I met on, like, Roblox or something, like 5 months ago. And it just kind of like, the idea of whatever you think happens is really weird. Everyone completely glosses over all downsides and says, well, I can literally say, oh, having a spaceship in my backyard, and you've got a spaceship in your backyard. Whatever the times where you're thinking about random stuff and it immediately happens, what do you think about that? What if you get really mad at your best friend and think about their death? What's gonna happen then? You can't bring them back. You can't bring them back because they'll hate you, because they'll know that's you. They'll know that's you who did it. And same with really anything else. Life is weird because of how it works. And I think that's just like, you know, an idealism that I think can be taken to heart sometimes. Just because it's a good superpower doesn't mean that you should take it immediately upon getting offered it. Because there are downsides to everything in life. That one cup of coffee you ordered from that one Taco Bell that you ordered, there's going to be downsides to that. Mainly you losing money and you dropping an absolute nuclear bomb in a toilet somewhere. So there's downsides to it. There's downsides to everything in life. You gamble, you're losing money for almost nothing. Sure, you might win, and if you win, that's fine. Cool. Good for you. You won. Now you've got a crap ton of money which you're probably going to waste on, like, drugs or something. Well done for you. No. What I'm talking about is moments where you actually get something in life. I don't want you to waste your money. I don't want you to do that. You wasting money is not something I want. Or just blindly taking something that shouldn't be considered something you should take. Because most of the time you're going to find that that thing that you did has more repercussions than anything else. Everything has repercussions in life. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter how. You will have repercussions in life. And that is how life works. Everything has a problem. Some people can solve this problem, some people can't. That's fine. Just because you don't know it doesn't mean that no one else should. Kotan actually has it. Does that steel stands forever? Steel stands forever. me mad. Doesn't be mad. Doesn't be mad. Oh, by the way, you have White Snake. That's pretty cool. No, only for a couple seconds. Cool. Cool. So it's not like modded, where it like just steals it forever. I mean, there are some games where White Snake steals it forever. I've yet to come across these games. But I bet you somewhere right now there is a JoJo game where you your you get whisked by White Snake. And you don't want to be playing that game. Because White Snake would probably be one of the most trollable games. Like that White Snake is probably one of the most trollable stands in that game. I mean, you can literally, like, if it's like you steal their stand and they have to reset to get it back, then you know I'll be fine with that, because that just kind of seems like a bit. I just think that isn't a good idea. I'm going to message my friend and tell him I got 5,000 and now I need to face Angry Cheese Man. I don't want to face Angry Cheese Man because he's annoying. He actually annoys me. He physically causes me to annoy. He makes me want to die. I don't like him. I don't like him. Not this game. He's a cool guy, but I do not like him. He annoys me in this game.
Bruh.
Cause you know what this guy only does in this game? He'll try and barrage you, then try and heavy punch you. If he can't do that, then he just spams
Bruh.
Poison Bulb. Like, it's like as if like every single character in this game doesn't have a cooldown in their abilities. Like,
Bruh.
you gotta have a cooldown on your abilities, otherwise it's not exactly that fair at that point. You're just kind of blindly walking in at that point. There has to be cooldown abilities for it to be considered fair. If it's not that, then it's not fair. Can't be fair to do that. It just isn't fair to have like I can't even use Epitaph for like half a second. No wait, hold on. I can't even use Epitaph like I have to wait what feels like an eternity to actually use Epitaph. In this game I have to wait an eternity to actually get Epitaph. And then when I finally get to use Epitaph, it's usually wasted because the enemy actually realizes. Are there times where the enemy doesn't notice? Yes. Do I cherish those moments? Hell yes. It is always wonderful to ambush an unsuspecting player who doesn't know how KCR works. Always fun. And it never doesn't be fun. It never isn't fun. It just never isn't fun. Never in my life have I said to myself, this isn't fun. I've never said to myself that isn't fun. Because that is the most fun thing I think I can ever do in this game. Because of just how good it is to just punish people who just don't understand how King Crimson works. I will never forget how good that is. To just absolutely beat the ever-living crap out of every single person who thinks they actually understand how KCR works. After they don't. They just think that they just kill. And yes, you can. But believe me, KCR has something you don't want to mess with. It's called Raging Demon, and it's very annoying. And very fun, because I love it. It's just so good. It's just so good. You can just immediately kill anyone just by touching them. It just... like... Sometimes Epitaph gets triggered by stupid things though. I mean, like, I've had Epitaph get triggered on people who didn't even touch me. I mean, I guess Epitaph is kind of like the anti-random attack tool. Like, I mean, as I said, Errative is like the anti-attack tool once you have KCR, because if someone tries to like random kill you, they can't, because they're going to get attacked themselves.
Bruh.
Then they'll probably try and say random attack them, despite that being the most unrealistic thing I think I've ever seen in my life. Got triggered by my take my shush. Die now. Die. Oh, great. Now your poison damage is about as strong as it gets. See, fighting this guy is really when you get your first win. Oh wait, I thought you respawned, mate. Should have pulled it.
Bruh.
I hate you. I officially hate you now. Now, I don't play this game often. I play it very often. But if my assumption skills are correct, I'm going to get nowhere near killing this guy for the next 10 tries until my friend joins the game. Can you like stop trying to kill me? But then like trying to back me halfway through. Mate, I know you want to kill me. You're not exactly hidden about it. Not. Mate, stop. Just stop it. Just stop trying. You're not funny and you're just gonna put a bomb. Well, don't. Just don't. It's not fun. It's not cool. It's not funny. No, haha, funny Joe joke. I'm gonna put a bomb on you in a second if you don't stop. If you put a bomb on me, I'll be right back. There. Take a bomb. I warned you. I warned you. Run away, the mummy. Me, I couldn't care less.